Since I got the Miu Mini, I've been obsessed about it. And just a couple days ago, I got super sick. So I had some time to dabble around with it. And one of the things that I wanted to emulate and kind of dive into was arcade games. And that arcade game that I kind of fell crazy in love with is Gauntlet. Gauntlet, if you don't know, is a arcade game that you could play with four people. It has four classes. You have the warrior, the wizard, the Valkyrie, and then you also have the elf. And they all throw kind of projectiles and go through this dungeon. But the sick thing about it is you can play with four people on the same machine. Obviously, I'm not playing with four people because I'm sick. But back in the day, you would be able to do that. And I just, just thinking how sick would that be back in the day to hop into an arcade, see that machine with, three other buddies and just hop on there and start playing away. Like that's amazing to me. This game is so crazy in that way. If you try to think back then, I mean, I wasn't around, so I can't say if there was anything else similar to that, but needless to say, that's why I kind of fell in love with it. The four characters that you play are Merlin, the wizard, Quester, the elf, Thor, the warrior, and Thyra, the Valkyrie. They're all unique and different abilities that they use, but they're all generally just projectiles as you move through the level. And yeah, it's simple, but it's not easy, and it's definitely not forgiving. Thank God I figured out save states, because otherwise I would have no idea. I would have no idea how to get through these levels because they're just so difficult. But yeah, it's a good time. It's simple in the sense that you're trying to get the treasure, get the food for health, and then move through the levels. Now, I have played Gauntlet before in the arcade, but it wasn't the original. It was, I believe, Dark Legacy, and that was a long time ago, back in the day, back at Boomers. If you don't know what Boomers was, it was like this arcade slash, like mini golf, kind of mini theme park thing that we had back in the day. I don't even know if they're still around, but yeah, that's when I played Gauntlet, and I remember hopping on there with buddies of mine with, sweaty hands and pizza stains and all that, and just playing Gauntlet on there is also kind of another reason why I picked playing this game. I wasn't sure if I would enjoy it the same way because it's such an older game, but yeah, no, it's been a bop for sure. Also, if we could just appreciate just the art on the arcade machine, it's just sick. I love the styles, how they just have like all the different arts on every side of the machine. It just feels like there was a lot of appreciation going into making these machines, and it would be so sick to kind of have one of my own one day. That's kind of a goal, but this would kind of be one of the machines that I would like, just having that cool warrior style wizard, having them all on there. It just looks really cool, really unique. So Gauntlet was originally one of the first dungeon crawler multiplayer, but apparently the core design was pulled from another game called Dandy, and what was the other one? The other one was pulled from Action Adventure Maze video game Time Bandit 1983. So the core concepts came from those games, and that's what kind of crafted into this game, which actually ended up getting threats for a lawsuit, it seems, back in 1985. The arcade version of Gauntlet was released in November 1985 and was initially available only as a dedicated 4-player cabinet. Atari distributed a total of 7,848 arcade units in Japan. The game was released by Namco in February 1986. Atari later released a 2-player cabinet variation in June 1986, aimed at operators who could not afford or did not have sufficient space for the 4-player version. So that's pretty sick that they gave them an option, but that was just a little snippet that I read off of Wikipedia that I thought was interesting, of just kind of their little history. Apparently they went on to make a bunch of games after Gauntlet 1 and 2. They went back to back, 1985 and 1986, making Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2. 1987 and 1989 seems like it was flat. 1990, Gauntlet: The Third Encounter. Gauntlet 3 in 1991, The Final Quest. 1993, Gauntlet 4, and then 1998, Gauntlet Legends, and then 1999, Gauntlet Dark Legacy, which is the one that I remember playing back in Boomers. The other one is in 2005, there was Gauntlet 7 Sorrows, and then in 2014, just Gauntlet. some modern games that I think would be very similar to Gauntlet. That layout that kind of probably paved the path for them would probably be like Enter the Gungeon. I feel like that's a really good representation. That's a game that I've synced a bunch of time into, and there's, you know, no brainer why I like Gauntlet. Just kind of that going through the levels and, you know, having that constant threat. I mean, not really, now that I'm using save states. If I could use save states and Enter the Gungeon, I probably would. Another similar game with that kind of, you know, going through the levels and grinding it out is definitely, you know, like Cult of the Lamb, minus the crafting side of that, and that little card game thing that you get to play every once in a while when you feel like gambling. Is it cards? What is it in there? I can't remember. I really do think this game has stand up over the years. I mean, it follows the same formula. I mean, it was kind of like the grandfather of the formula, so it doesn't seem like it's, you know, dated to me, because it's still so much fun going through all the levels, you know, shooting all the bad guys, getting the gold, getting the food, moving through the levels. It's just satisfying. That, and then also, how can you not love these sounds? Like, these sounds are amazing. Anyways, this is my little rant about Gauntlet. What do you think about Gauntlet? What is your opinions? What would be your ideal, you know, arcade cabinet to have at your own place? You know, like, what's the dream cabinet? What's the dream art? I want to know. If you like this video, drop a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you for all that subscribed in my last video. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, let me know what you're playing. All right, have a great day.